Morning in the NFL in relation to the COVID crisis that is sweeping across the country. What we have this morning is another Patriot player tested positive. The Patriots shut down their building. They were supposed to be getting ready for a Monday night game against the Denver Broncos that now is planning to be moved to next Sunday against the Denver Broncos. You take a look at the timeline of what's occurred in New England over the last 8 days when 4 players have tested positive, starting with Cam Newton, then Stephon Gilmore, a practice squad defensive tackle named Bill Murray, and today the latest positive test that has forced the NFL to reshuffle the schedule yet again. The Broncos were not comfortable coming to New England to play a Patriot team that was dealing with this crisis. Patriot players were not comfortable playing with them going through what they're going through right now. And so that game has been rescheduled. The Patriots have been asked to remove a Revolution soccer game that was supposed to take place next Sunday at Gillette Stadium to Monday. And so they are making room for the Patriots and the Broncos to play next week, but the Broncos were supposed to play the Dolphins, so a game against the Dolphins has to be rescheduled, and there's lots of schedule shuffling going on, and we're going to keep you up to date with the latest, right, Mort?
That's right, and Bill Belichick, the Patriots coach, said he's going hour by hour, day by day. That's really the way the NFL and the NFL Players Association took this, that this would be a day-to-day thing, and that these things were not uncontemplated. And that's why Commissioner Roger Goodell actually added an ad hoc competition committee to advise him in season without any personal conflicts or team conflicts. Those guys are all not attached to a team, so they can make these adjustments on the fly. And so as far as the Tennessee Titans go, let's talk about that. Yes, you reported, Adam, another staffer tested positive today. The facility had been reopened for 2 days, but it's shut down again for this positive test. The game with the Buffalo Bills on Tuesday, which had been rescheduled, is still on for Tuesday. So, which I, again, want to repeat, that's why we had an ad hoc committee to help with these things. And one last thing, for all those talking about a team-by-team bubble, the NFL and the NFLPA both agree, based on advice from infectious disease doctors, that team bubbles, isolating them in a hotel, would not be conducive to a better environment than what they have right now, because you're all in a same hotel. You got 100+ players and staffers. You have diagnostic testing, MRI testing that you have to go off-site. So team-by-team bubbles, why not totally ruled out, are really a last resort and not to be considered at this point. Sam?
And there will be developments this morning, Sam, and we will bring each of them to you.
Appreciate that, guys. We know you'll do that throughout the show. I mean, these guys are making their money this morning, but the scheduling in the NFL, I mean, this is a roller coaster. We expected some of this. I think the issue now is how do these coaches adjust? Because, Rex, you know as well as anybody on this set that from the time you start as even a GA, everything is structured. Every minute of every day, it is all about routine. Nobody lives that more than Bill Belichick. So as a coach, how do you handle all this?
Well, first off, with Belichick specifically, you heard Mort talk about how he said he's, taking everything hour by hour. Really? For a guy that's probably had his schedule set months in advance. Right. I mean, he's so organized on. He's got to be going crazy. He prides himself on preparation, and his team believes in that. And now all of a sudden it changes. So fluid. Everything changes. And like I say, Belichick's prepared for everything, but not this.
Hour to hour. How about Zoom to Zoom?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. All it is Zoom meetings now. That is your player experience if you are shut out of your building, because these buildings, they're all inclusive in terms of mental preparation and physical preparation, in terms of where you do your workouts, where you get your treatment, where everything is done. And to eliminate that from your equation that's a different kind of preparation. So you can prepare mentally with the Zoom meetings the best you can with all of that. But what about the physical? And the NFL last year, we talked about how they're doing a great job. I think medically, they're doing a great job for these players in terms of the testing and making sure. But what about physically? Is someone actually about to play Tuesday, Sunday? Will it ever get worse than that? And so that's what we have to look at going forward, that medically they're on it, but these players, without having their facilities and not being in it, and then playing short weeks, you could have some possible safety situations.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, man. You got it.
I really feel for these players because
you know, over the last couple of weeks, the COVID has been a big concern, not just for football, but just for the world, you know, in general. But, you know, I've been talking about their mindset, their mental toughness, for them to be able to go through a week, being home with their families, hearing the news, and then being able to go out and play a game. So I really feel for the players. You hear the Patriots players, McCourty, talk about his concerns, and not just his concerns up in New England, the whole National Football League. So from a player standpoint, I'm concerned and worried about the players, their mindset going forward, not just their physical, their bodies, but just more of their mental state going forward.
Yeah, it's a great point. And what I was going to say is that, you know, in the quarterback rooms that I was in the NFL, there were a couple sayings. One was adjust and improvise. Like, things are never going to be the way you want them. We diagram a play. It's going to go like this. Hey, guess what? Doesn't go like that. Or, hey, we got this is our game plan. This is our starting wide receiver set. Somebody goes down in the first quarter. Adjust and improvise. Never has that been more true for every player in the NFL. There's another saying in quarterback rooms: get comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, get comfortable when, like, you know, the bullets are flying, or, like, you know, the rush is coming, whatever it is. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you can control. And I think this year, 2020, the teams that will do the best are the teams that can do those two things: adjust and improvise, and then get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yes, we're creatures of habit. Yes, we're used to a day off before a game day. Hey, so what? Like, so what? Yeah. There's a game being played. You just got to show up like you did in high school, like you did after school. You know, hey, I got homework tonight. Let's go play. That's the kind of year it's got to be. And I know it's tough.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.